Hey up, I'm Fu and welcome back to another episode of RimWorld. Let's get started, shall we? So, at the end of last episode, what was happening? Well, that was happening. These bad guys, these centipedes were coming down from a poison ship, which we managed to destroy, like usual. So this is our second poison ship that we've dealt with so far. Unfortunately, we have no AI cores so far. Now, I believe because poison ships don't provide them, I have to get a different type of ship to get the AI core. So we'll be keeping a lookout for it. But let's get back on to dealing with these guys. Don't suspect this will be our last day in our colony. These centipedes are already pretty heavily damaged, so a few more shots should help, and I suspect the traps will also do a fair bit of damage, assuming they decide to walk down through there. Anyhow, let's continue and see what's going on. So, Bauer has a minigun, which is the reason why half the walls have been destroyed. Thanks, Bauer. And you've got a lot of burns up, which are yet to be patched up, which is unfortunate. Fu also has a few burns. I think everyone's got a couple of burns. They're not very friendly creatures, especially when you attack them. Can't imagine why. And, yep, I think everyone's fine for the time being, just a lot of patching up. No one's going to die right this very instant. So my hope is that we can encourage these guys to come to our defences, like they're doing now. So, keeping at least Bauer and Fu on the right side should be enough, so when they come into range, you'll start attacking them. Awesome. That's what I wanted to see. The centipede did actually hit one of the traps. And another trap. Come on, one more and we should be good. Or are you just going to wander around? Actually, I wonder. Bauer, if we put you around the corner, maybe you can actually fire off a couple of bullets. That was awfully close to actually setting you on fire. But I suspect that they are still interested in you, yes? So just a couple of hits should help. Wow, you're quite hopeless at this. What's your characteristics like? You have a 5 on shooting. Yeah, that's not really good. And you're also trigger happy, which actually reduces your shooting accuracy. Right, let's actually unrecruit you and we'll put Fu over there. Oh, Fu's got EMP grenades, that's not enough. Oops, I should have realised that. Val, I think you weren't in any of the fighting last episode, so we should be able to grab you, yeah. And actually get you to do some fighting. No, because Val has some really good character. Their character is really good. Look, a 20 in research. I mean, can't really do too much better than that, can you? And especially with all the other traits, I don't want to lose them. No, we're not going to use Val. I have no interest in losing them. Kango, I think, is still getting patched up. How's your health going anyhow? Yeah, just a couple of burns, which Taya will patch up. Taya, I could grab Taya. I can grab Sparkles. Sparkles still has a few burns which need to be patched up. Trado, you have a knife. It's probably not best to go meleeing them, given that we know that it doesn't work very well. Okay, I think what we'll do is we're going to grab Fu and actually give them a ranged weapon instead of a knife. Don't suspect there's anything better in the stockpile. No, but I guess we can try another minigun. See how that turns out. So let people continue walking around, and Falcon's going to weave out fire. I don't suspect that's a very good idea. You fleeing? Oh, wow. That was a direct hit. That was not good, Bauer. Continue running away. I suspect Fu should be able to help put the fire out on you. There we go. And yeah, you guys should start running away. Yep, you're fleeing. Fu is beating more fire out. Rather you didn't. Val's going to consume Pemmican, which is fine, but no. Fu, we're going to get you to equip the minigun again. And keep them running, preferably. Yep. The goal is to encourage them to come down, and no. At this moment in time, we don't want people doing firefighting, so let's disable it for the time being. Yeah. There we go. So that should stop you guys, and that should also put you out of the range of these last centipedes. That was awfully close, and actually, I lie. Now we want firefighting, because we do need this corner put out, because this is unfortunately all wood. Do we want to do that? Well, actually, most of the base is wood, so yes, we do. We can't risk it spreading into the base. On the outside, it's fine, because it's all currently snowing. But we're going to grab Taya. We're going to actually set her priorities back up for firefighting, just to 4. And we're just going to get her to extinguish this fire from the inside. Awesome. And one more block. Nothing too much to worry about. So fine so far, but I'd love to see you guys just go through 1 or 2 more traps. Or you're going to melee a dead Deadfall. A still deadfall trap. How about if we can get this centipede onto... Yep. Onto another trap, which is good to see. You'll go through one more trap, which unfortunately won't be enough to stop you. So, no, we do need people with more weapons. Foo, where are you? You're over here, and you're sleeping, about to get patched up. Possibly? Ooh, nah, I need to grab you. You've got to do a little bit of work for me with that minigun. Get through and start firing. That's a long not call up. It's what do you call the time it takes to get up to speed? I believe it is marked somewhere in this listing. Yep, 4 seconds on the warm-up time, and it's actually under the minigun, not the character itself. The character only has a modifier against it, but let's see how bad does this go. Nope, you missed that, and you still did not manage to hit these centipedes. These miniguns are hopeless. Don't know why I'm bothering with them currently. I wonder, can we get you just to try again, Foo? Maybe it might be worth giving this a shot. And nope, no hits at all. Okay, Foo. I think it is certainly time for you to run away now. Or first put yourself out, because you're on fire. Though running that way isn't a great option. And I also can't control which way you're walking. Falcon, you're going to go and play horseshoes? You have been patched up, yes? Cool. So let's get you in and see if we can take a few shots. But no, Foo will continue to burn if we don't get someone over there. So Bauer, you're going to actually... can we get over to Foo, please? Never do firefighting. Oh, that's right. Because Bauer, of course, I've turned off for firefighting. So... Oh, Bauer actually can't firefight. Right, Val, you're very lucky tonight. You get to be woken up to put Foo out. Yep, so we don't want to put it up to 4. Just want to be able to... that's what I should have done. Now I realise. Instead of turning it off, I should have just actually put it on a 4. Means people won't do it first, unless it's the only thing to do. There should be other tasks for them to do, so they won't go ahead and do it. But I still be able to force them to do the work, which sounds like a smarter thing to do. So Val should hopefully get through the doors and put out Foo. Like so. There we go. Sorry, Foo. Can you maybe take a few more shots? Don't know if you will be able to hit them. And more things are on fire. No, that was a bad decision. How about we get Foo inside the doors? Oh, you're going to walk all the way around the fire, aren't you? How about we get you to extinguish the fire? Or no. No. This is not happening. And my mouse is still getting stuck. I need to work out what's going on there. Maybe take it apart. Although I suspect that won't help too much. Anyhow, let's go back to this. This is what we're really working on, the centipede in the game. So, Foo, you are still the object of its desire. The centipede's desire, but we do want you to put out the fire. Maybe we can get you to extinguish maybe a couple of blocks of fire. And, oops, time to run. Or you're going to take a direct hit. That was a very smart decision by me, wasn't it? You're certainly going to be very damaged. Okay, Val, I guess you'll have another job, and that is to put out Foo once more. Before Foo does anything too stupid. Like set other things on fire. But no, I suspect... Oh, that wasn't good. Darn. Okay, let's take a look. Got burns on pretty much all parts of the body, and a lot of pain. Extreme pain, I can imagine. Burns are never pleasant. So Foo will get you, Val will get you to rescue Foo and take them somewhere safe, and I guess we'll just leave this for the time being. Yeah, now they're inside the base, and that's not what I was too keen on. I was hoping a lot of these traps might have done a few more bits of damage, but they didn't. So who else can we grab? Okay, so Falcon, you're still shooting, and I suspect we'll have to move you away in just a second, because they're just about done. So you've got gunshot wounds completely to the entire bodies, to what's that? To every ring on the actual centipede itself, but it's still not down. Yeah, okay, we need different weapons or just more people attacking. This doesn't look good. But no, we'll get them out of the way, which means their cooldown time has changed, and we'll get you to shoot once more. Oh, time to run. One down. Well, I guess that wall has certainly provided a bit of defense, but you do actually need to hit him, Falcon. Because I really don't see any sparks flying. There we go. That's a solid hit that we wanted to see. And yeah, they're going to continue shooting at the wall. This is actually not too bad, leaving it like this. I wonder, Kanga, you're going to tend to bow? That is perfectly fine by me. Foo's no longer incapable of walking, but we still do run the risk of infections in these burns. Oh, and Falcon has finally been hit. I was wondering when one of them would get a good shot on. Good shot off. So who are we going to grab? I think we might grab Val to do a bit of long range shooting from this side. And then we'll get someone else over there to pick him up. Say someone like Toxo. You won't do firefighting, but I've enabled it correctly, so you are incapable of it completely. Okay, find someone else. Trado, lucky you. We'll get you over to extinguish the fire on Falcon. And Falcon, that's the wrong way to run, honestly. You should be fleeing. Yep, going away. And Val is getting awfully close. Let's just bring him back one. Forwards once more. Take a shot off. And pull him back down. Awesome, so we got one down, and Falcon is deciding to point blank these guys. Whew, that's pretty brave of you. Maybe we can get Val out again and take a few more pot shots. Falcon, you are running a... you're taking a very big risk doing this. What are we going to do? Maybe we can get Fu over there? No, Fu hasn't been patched up yet. Trado, you do have a knife. Let's just go and melee attack, see what happens. And Val, you need to continue shooting as well. Yep, this might do it. Oh, okay, it's changed object of intention now to Trado. Trado, of course, has not taken any hits or any major damages from all these burns. So we just have to have a few good solid shots, and this centipede will be downed. Just a couple more times. Oh, awesome. There we go. Phew, that was very close. Okay, it is obviously time to reset the priorities back to a 1. Firefighting needs to be done. We have too much wood in this colony of ours, and I have no intention of letting it burn down. And, excuse me, mouse, would you like to stop being stuck in me? Awesome, and obviously unrecruit you guys, and unrecruit you too. Anyone else recruited? No, that's it. That's the entire listing. Cool. Now we have to obviously patch up our pathway in. Probably actually double wall it, I suspect, as well. Make it a lot stronger and safer for people to, safer for people to shoot down so the walls don't break down and whatnot. Yes, I think that's a good idea. Okay. Well, I wasn't too careless. People were pretty well safe. They've taken a few more burns than they probably should have, but no one's dead. And I think that's a really big thing. At least for me. Anyhow, these guys I think will actually end up just disabling them, as that is just a modification. So add those two to the listing, and then of course I think we can disassemble them. That said, we still haven't... that's right, because it's a part... I was thinking we could disassemble them, but that's to do with machining, which is actually what we're researching currently. That said, again, we could probably actually find a stockpile and put them in there. Just so they're not in the way. And a lot closer for us to access when we get around to machining them. Which I suspect we'll need a whole set of rooms again, and that's not something we quite got. Now, I just noticed Freckles as well was eating the potatoes and not the kibble. So I do suspect that we will need to forbid any areas relating to food, because the dogs will eat it, or eat a lot of food actually. And especially the meal area and the pemmican, which is already the case. They're already forbidden from those zones. Okay, so we need to build like a dog pen for them, so we can store dog food. We also will need to build a proper medical ward. It's not something we've done yet, and we also need to expand our actual item stockpile because it's not yet sufficient for all the items, which sort of didn't make much sense then. I need more room for items. There we go. And we also got a few more blueprints for wind, which of course no one is doing because there's a lot of other work to get done. I suspect as well that not everyone's been completely treated. Let's go through the listing. Actually, I completely lie. Everyone has been patched up. Awesome. That's really what I want to see. Which should obviously mean no risks of infection either. Hopefully. Don't suspect we will. But that's interesting. We have an idle colonist. Toxo, what's going on? You're completely idle. And we can't have that. We've got too many people for... and certainly a lot of work that should be done. Oh, I know why. Because people are still restricted to Area 1, which is all internal. I was going to say, because all of these walls are pretty heavily damaged and need to be replaced and hauled and, you know, the rest of the works. So, unrestrict, and obviously once he checks his priorities, he'll actually get some work done. Like so. Awesome, that's what I want to see. Gotta make sure people are doing work 24/7. Oh, maybe not 24/7, just 12 hours a day. Anyhow, let's actually double thicken the wall, because I suspect that will be the best thing for us. That means we won't have too many issues with people wandering in from the side in case we accidentally blast it open again like we did. Which, you know, I'm going to call that one. That was my fault completely then. Anyhow, we're on to another night. Now, morning has once again come and everyone is building walls and have managed to build the wind turbine overnight, so that should be providing us with maybe this little bit of extra power that we need to get through the nights and obviously charge these batteries up. But I've also noticed is once again we're out of food, which doesn't leave me too impressed. Now, these growing zones are slowly getting there, but they will require obviously a couple more days. Yep, they will require a couple more days by the looks of it, so we need to find some animals to hunt. So when I look around on the map, what do we spot? What do I spot? And you probably might spot something else, which I might miss, which would kind of be annoying, but I hope that's not the case. The funny thing is, I don't actually see any animals. Yikes. That's not good. That is seriously not good. I don't spot any animals, or any major animals I should say. Things like buffalo, but there's probably some raccoons or squirrels or something or similar, probably maybe even rabbits. Don't think rabbits come out in the winter months. Oh, this isn't good. We are in desperate need for food. And I do suspect that people will actually go on to eating raw corpses, which is what Taya is currently doing. Is that a bad thing? See, I don't want this colony to turn into a sort of a cannibalism colony. I know we have one member, maybe Taya. No, we have one person who is a cannibal. There we go. So it's Sparkles. But yeah, I'm not too keen on that. So what are we going to do about it? Well, we can, in theory, call in another trading caravan, but they're going to take a few days to get in. I don't think that's going to be the best way to deal with this. The other thing is just to keep an eye out for food, or maybe we should have done more hunting. The other one is there actually are a lot of raspberry bushes, but I don't know how much berries are actually in the bush. A simple thing, of course, will be to actually flag some of these berry bushes to be cut. Whoopsie daisies. Wait, I'm on harvest, correct? 69% grown is actually enough to harvest some of these plants. Oh, I don't want to harvest it quite yet. I think we can hold out for a little longer. Yeah, that's no harvesting, not yet. Okay, let's just see if there's any other berries. I don't suspect there will be. Oops, don't click off the screen. That's a bad idea. No. Okay, there's no berry. Ooh. Hello, there are berries. On the far right of the map, there's actually quite a few. Oh, that's even better. I mean, some people, of course, will actually go around and still be doing the cannibalism, but maybe if they can, you know, be encouraged to actually harvest these berry bushes, they might be able to last for a little longer. But I suspect, since this is one of the largest colonies I have, I am not supplying them with enough food and obviously enough room. And with that, solar flare. Oh, this is going wonderfully. Though it is minus 17 outside, the temperature in these rooms will drop quite fast, I suspect. 10, 9, 8, 7, yeah. So we could really risk losing these. The temperature, the growth multiplier, of course, is going down, but it's also dark, so they're not going to grow. Not growing, and hopefully not dying, because that's a big thing to worry about. Oh! Solar flare and an eclipse. What are the odds of that? A raid next? Oh, or rare thrombos. Okay, fair enough. Not gonna... Oh, actually, wait a second, they have meat. Oh, do I want to do that? Do I want to be hunting thrombos, which are incredibly dangerous and deadly? It's a thought. It would work. It'd get me the meat that I'm looking for. Ugh, I'm not sure. Okay, we'll have to see what happens. So we're gonna build a few more dead steel. Let's try it again. Steel dead full traps. For some reason, I go dead steel full trap. For some reason, and that's not right. That's not what we're placing down. We're placing steel dead full traps. But no, we need to replace the 2 which are destroyed, unfortunately, and then a couple of extra ones because I want to extend it a bit more. You know, get a couple more traps in. because it may help us out. And yep, the berries are coming in, red thrombos and squirrels. So hopefully there aren't too many squirrels on the map. Okay, keep an eye. Oh, there actually are a few squirrels on the map. Never mind, I guess we won't be doing this right away after all. So, once again, restricting people to within the Area 1, which appears like we need to expand. Yeah, because that's no longer completely within our home zone. I was very sure I've updated this zone before, and... oh, that's a planning tool. Try it again. I was very sure I updated this zone. Expand allowed. Areas, Area 1. How odd. How odd indeed. So we just want to make sure everything that's inside the walls, and obviously these growing areas, which are actually kind of a pain to select. Something like this. Pull it down across. And yeah, that's up here. To get all the corners. I want to try and avoid including the external walls where possible. Just in case they're encouraged for some reason to walk outside the walls or the home zone itself. Let's see, is there anything else we need to do? Yep, we need to do along the top edge. And I suspect that is everything in the home zone now. Nothing else we need to modify or change. Maybe apart from the sandbags, which I think we can add. Yep, that looks fine. Okay, so what we can do is we're going to recruit orange. We're going to place them in front of the sandbags, so they can melee attack these squirrels as they're coming in. And possibly Foo? No, not Foo. Foo doesn't have a weapon. I don't intend to give... oh, I could give them one now. That would keep them safe. Let's say that's a Jade Shiv. Don't think we need to use a Jade Shiv on a squirrel. That said, it would work. Pistol's nice and fast, so I think we're going to do that. Going to give you the pistol. Make sure orange is ready to melee attack these squirrels as they're coming in. Unless Falcon doesn't get back in time. Nope, Falcon didn't. Okay, orange, we'll get you out here now. I was hoping we could just... the squirrel might set off a couple of traps, which actually, that said, it wouldn't, or is very unlikely to, because it's a small animal, which won't set off these traps. Anyhow, we've got another mad animal, local rats, or a local rat. I don't know if it's one rat or many rats. I should probably read the message a little closer. Okay, so it's now rats we've got to deal with. So yeah, it is worth keeping people within the home zone for the time being. And yeah, orange, you've dealt with the squirrel with. Well, with quite an... I'm wondering how to describe this. You've done it quite well, but we've still got more squirrels to worry about. Go on and attack again. Awesome. And Falcon, sorry. Yeah, you get to get inside now. Oops. And Orange, I guess I can just leave you at the door, because you'll be, what, the target of the squirrel's attack? Oops, can I make sure to click on Orange. There you go. So you did actually take some damage this time. Only a scratch. 4 damage, that's not the end of the world. We'll continue this going, and we got a rat to deal with. So let's get you up to melee attack this rat. Over and done with. Too easy. Unforbid these items, they'll be frozen, so we had to haul them in and obviously butcher them for a little bit of meat and food. That said, it's not much. Anyhow, food, you aren't standing in the storage area? You are? Okay, cool. I just gave you the weapon, you weren't recruited at that time. That said, I probably could have looked at the top listing. And I don't see any other animals coming into the main entrance as well. So maybe that was all the squirrels and rats on the map. Yep, because I just spotted a squirrel up on the top left-hand corner here. Where is it? Wait, it's a rat. So no, that's it. That's all we have to worry about. And was something forbidden up here? Oh, it's just an animal carcass. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll unrecruit orange and get people back outside getting work done. So whereabouts are these rare thrombos? Okay, so you're actually on the bottom of this home area. Now, if we could finish building off all these traps and get people set up, maybe we could hunt them. But we have food now. So, just trying to work out the best things to do. Maybe not. Anyhow, the other thing is we need to move these steel slags into their correct location. I suspect... I wonder, wait, we've done the research already for it. We can start burning the bodies. But I wonder if that's a really smart thing to do anymore, because I'm not a fan of people having doing war cannibalism. That said, it does sate their sate. Yeah, I think that's the word. Sate their hunger. So maybe it's still worth doing. The electric crematorium. Also, the electric smelter could help as well. That said, we aren't too bad on steel. I think we just actually have to get it mined out more than anything else right now. So whereabouts is, where was I looking? So we could actually build an electric smelter. That it would, of course, require its own room. Which probably means I'll be designating this area up here as rooms. Because we put the long side of these turbines here. How do we balance it out? The top left is pretty ugly though as well. I can't make up my mind, honestly. And that is somewhat frustrating, I must add. Okay, so if we were to continue building, I think this outhouse is probably going to go. But we do want to extend the medical ward into maybe several rooms or a corridor, or just something a little bit more of an improvement. Hell, I think we could actually, wait a second, this is probably under a mountain, isn't it? I am sort of jumping around a little bit. Let's see, constructed roof. That's it, I'm not too sure. I don't believe this is under a mountain, so we could actually get rid of this little pile here. So my thought is that we can shift this medical ward up along the back wall, and then actually give it a proper corridor to walk down and a little storage area for the medicine. So it's all close and nearby. And obviously single beds as well. Gotta have single beds. But then in terms of room size, we want relative size rooms as well. Relatively large size rooms, I should say. Now these were 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 by 4, I guess. Yeah, I actually should even remove the planning for this. This has been here for quite a long time. Let's remove the planning. There we go. No need to see it anymore. So that's a 5 by 4 room, and I think that looks quite nice. That's the style of room I'd really be looking for a medical ward. We just have to work out where to fit it. It has to be somewhere relatively close, and yeah, placing along this wall would be the best location for it. So I think what we'll do is we'll end up moving the solar generator, maybe even moving these wind turbines. No, I'm not too keen on that idea either. Okay, how about we just leave it for that for the moment, and we just double check everything's working and we have redundancies on everything that we need. So my thought is go back into power and just take a look. Yeah, what I'm thinking is we can have a second cable which goes up and over, just so we can make sure that a lot of these rooms have access to power. I know it's a bit of a waste of material, and no, that'd be right. That's actually part of a mountain. No, well, I guess we'll just have to leave it for the moment. Okay, so we've got alcohol binge and cargo pods in the event listing. So onto the cargo pods, we have chicken eggs, unfertilized, so of course we can eat them and use them in meals. It would be nice if they were fertilized, because then we could actually have some chickens and some other animals around. Because at the moment we've only got 3, because most of the other animals were hunted. Hunted by wild animals that wander into our base from time to time. And lucky us, we actually have more cargo pods, which is really turning out quite nice. It's actually more hops. That I actually can't complain about, because hops is always very useful. Because I suspect that most of these beer barrels are completely empty, which of course they are. Yep, so at least we'll have a few more bottles of beer around. If you consider it a good thing, which I think it is. We got 84 bottles of beer. Hopefully one of these days we can actually sell the beer. That would be nice. And I just also realised something with the cabling. We can actually put it up, across, and a little bit down around. Gives us a bit of a loop and redundancy. It also means that this area, or this, let me see, click on an orbital trade beacon, actually has power. So eventually when maybe some traders come past, we use the comms console, we're actually able to sell things remotely. Well, in theory. And Val, you're broken down and confused. Why is that? Just in general, and you're also pretty out in the open. Hopefully there aren't any raids or anything we need to worry about. You're not dazed anymore. Okay, well that was fast. You're consuming berries. Fair enough. That's a pretty long way to walk for berries. I wonder, can you do any hauling? Oh, he can't do hauling, right. And Falcon's going to hide in a room because you're not Freckles Master anymore. Okay, that's actually a little bizarre. Let's see, your Aunt Trogo died, fair enough. I know that would leave anyone unhappy, but you did actually drop your weapon as well, and of course Val won't haul it in. What are you going to do? Well, I guess the simple thing would be to make sure the animals are to the right masters. Actually, that's bizarre. I'm very sure I didn't set that to none. I'm very sure I had it had Toxo as the masters, because Toxo is permanently base bound. Huh. Interesting. Oh, I think we can also unrestrict the animals as well to within the home zone. No, just restriction to the home zone, I think, because that's probably the safest. Means they should be able to do a little bit of work now and then. Or at least that's what I'd hope. And yet, these steel slags didn't get hauled in. Must have not marked that one to be hauled. Actually, where are you hauling it? Oh, all the way down to here. Interesting. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, the smart thing, or the thing that seems smart to me, is somewhere between this slag pile and this stockpile, or this one up top, we actually have the smelting. The smeltery, the electric smelter. So I'm thinking maybe if we make a room just along the back here. It's not in the way of any of the turbines. Oh, that is actually quite a distance. No, that'd still be fine. We can make a second room which goes along something like this. Too easy. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to place the smelter in this room. And obviously try and provide more power. I wonder if it is, of course, time to build another wind turbine. I guess we're not keeping enough. Well, I'm obviously a fair bit out with the amount of power that we actually do need in this base. Okay, I'll build another one, and hopefully this night we'll have enough power to keep us going. Assuming that we actually get the steel, which requires more mining and a lot more people doing more work, which of course is usual. We never have everything done that we really do need done. But luckily Orange is actually smart enough to get some work done for us. So, since it is obviously nighttime once more, I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, it looks like we won't get through this night after all. We've got a squirrel to deal with. Now, this is not too much. We've dealt with squirrels before, and Orange, of course, is a cowering. Try not to cower this time and just melee attack the squirrel. Unless you've got another target. Oh, you're actually going to try and break through some doors. Rather you didn't, and Orange, of course, has taken an injury from a squirrel. Right, oh well. At least it's over and done and dealt with. So, once more to the breach. Hey, a party is happening. And just as the morning strikes as well, and that should help improve everyone's moods. Now, I did skip a night just before as well, and I can't talk at all, can I? Where's this infestation? Ow. It has to be there of all locations. I hate bugs. I really do hate bugs. Now, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. I skipped a day. Just I wanted people to get some work done, and we did end up building this room. That said, I don't actually think it's roofed. Let's check the roofing areas. No, it is marked to be roofed, but is it roofed, though? Not that one. Which menu is it? Nope, it's not roofed quite yet. Okay, well, let's someone get around to it eventually, but I think we'll have to deal with the bugs first. It is seriously not worth digging into mountains with bugs. They're just way too difficult. Anyhow, I think as well, our food levels are generally alright. We need to make a few more meals, because we've only got one left. I don't suspect they eat meals at parties, but the other thing is that a lot of this rice as well is nearly gone, and the same with the potatoes. Some of them are already at around about 89% at max. Our hop still has a while to grow, our heel root has a while, same with the smoked leaf, and obviously the devil strand. Because we're probably out of power on that area of the network, again, one of these days I will get this sorted and fixed up. But we'll have to leave this for another episode. So I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have anything to say, feel free to leave it in the comments below. But as I've said in the past and will say in the future, I'll see you around sometime.